So it turns out that all of you, especially you, need to touch some serious grass. And let me show you why. So in my last video, I asked you guys to obliterate the subscribe button, but I didn't expect you all to straight up slaughter it. So thank you all so much for the kind words, and if you haven't watched my previous video already, I suggest you give it a little watch before. So by popular demand, this is a part 2 to what your favorite social media app says about you. Now starting off with Twitch, I think you all know where I'm gonna go with this one. If Twitch is your favorite social media platform, well then I can wholeheartedly say that you are simply one loyal person.
Whoa.
Your support for content creators and those around you is unmatched.
My opinion, you look like David Beckham.
That's what I'm saying!
With Down syndrome.
Okay.
Which oftentimes can turn a bit toxic. You are a gamer at heart, but are so terrible at them that you've just resorted to playing them vicariously through someone who probably will never acknowledge your existence. Your sleep schedule is beyond belief, and you can't seem to keep track of time. But at the end of the day, you are just very lonely, and you're able to simulate a familiar feeling by interacting with a streamer in real time.
Thank you for watching my streaming, Lego my balls.
Your life is quite a duality. For some reason, you are in fact a very normal person in real life, but once you get on Twitch chat, your brain seems to lose all cognitive ability, and you become absolutely unhinged, with a seemingly limited vocabulary. Now think of Twitter without the degeneracy and any of the funny. In 2023, if Tumblr is the app you find yourself opening the most, out of all the options out there, you definitely have a mental illness. You are very expressive and quirky, and cannot stop talking about your favorite TV shows, even though nobody actually really cares. You are an INFP, but can be quite stubborn sometimes, choosing to stay on a trash. You like to follow and keep up with your favorite artists, and make terrible takes on everything. This is because you are incredibly introspective and have a deep admiration for all the little things. Even when you post stuff, you make sure that you are being as authentic as possible, but most of the time, what you're doing is talking into a void, because seriously, I thought this platform died years ago. Actually, GitHub is not a social media platform. Yes it is. And if it is your favorite, you are definitely the smartest on the internet.
I'm not exactly elite hacksaw, but I do consider myself a hacker.
It's also quite likely that GitHub is pretty much the only social media you use, as investing time into anything else would slow down your contribution numbers. You're also very quirky, but not the Tumblr sort of quirky, but the FartScroll.js sort of quirky. You make dark mode your whole personality, and God forbid anyone is seen around you using light mode. Your contributions to society can never be thanked enough, and you are seriously one passionate person but can never seem to get anything finished because you're always keen to move on to the next shiny new thing. Oh man. Now, Discord is kinda like if RGB and ADHD was an app, and sorta like if Reddit was on crack, a little bit mentally unstable and a whole lot more degenerate. Now, I'm not saying you're racist, but if we were to graph the number of times the N-word was being thrown around on Twitter versus Discord, Twitter wouldn't even be on the graph. You've probably said some way out of pocket things in your time, but as a joke of course. You are an ambivert, quite introverted when outside, but turn the up when surrounded by a like-minded community that share your interests, even if those people may not actually be who they say they are. This means that community is very important to you, and you love talking to new people. With so many different servers, nicknames, emojis, and hundreds of notifications firing off each day, you've reached multitasking nirvana, and now you can't seem to focus on anything anymore. I can guarantee your typing speed would be at least 110 words per minute, and your management skills could have easily gotten you into a top consulting firm. Yet, here you are. If Slack is your favorite platform, well, you are a serial tech entrepreneur, and probably have about 3 more startup ideas in the chamber. You're a big picture kind of person, and you love using big words like cloud, blockchain, and AI that really mean nothing at all. But for the love of God, please just focus on one project. It really needs more funding, and your team is begging you.
Look at all this damage!
Your memes might be getting a lot of interactions, but in reality, your team just doesn't want to get fired. Congratulations, you have a serious OCD problem, but you choose not to address it because vibes and aesthetics. You know your style very well and dress the best out of everyone here. You are super organized, and combined you are very creative and aspirational. You are always in search of inspiration for even the most mundane things. You may think you're unique and individualistic, but in fact, you are just a clone. All Pinterest people are in fact the very same person, because under all that beautiful exterior is just a person who needs a little bit of love. By nature, you are a contrarian. You don't like following the crowd and have always kind of followed your own path. Mental health is very important to you, and you take care that you're only consuming authentic content. Well, because you're very well aware that looking at other people on Instagram living such fun and interesting lives is only going to be detrimental to your well-being, and you would rather live in the moment. Only to find out that you're doing the exact same shit, but on BeReal.